A stand against Starbucks on one of the company's busiest days. The coffee shop workers are joining what's called the Red Cup Rebellion. And Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Olivia Schuler is taking a closer look at what these baristas want.
Baristas, a part of Starbucks Workers United, are putting their foot down, demanding better pay, schedules, and staffing. Here in Meriden, everything is running smoothly, but over in West Hartford, it's a different story.
No contract, no coffee.
The holiday season means Red Cups are back. Today, only the reusable staple cup is free with the purchase of a holiday drink. But union workers claim with business booming on promotional days, they don't have enough manpower to keep up with orders. It's not the first time the Corbin's Corner location has gone on strike. Manager Charles Poventude says work conditions have not improved.
It's a little discouraging. You're taught when you're brought up that your hard work is going to count for something, and it seems like we're proven every year with these same conditions that it doesn't really matter.
In the fall, workers did file an unfair labor practice charge with the National Labor Relations Board over the coffee giant's refusal to bargain around promotional days. In an email, Starbucks says they are hoping that the union workers' priorities will change. Red Cup Rebellion Day is lasting until the end of today. It is important to note that not all Starbucks are impacted or closed. In Meriden, Olivia Schuler, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Olivia.